David Menzies for Rebel News here in North Toronto. And folks, we were hoping to go by a venue hosting a Yara Sachs fundraiser. That's the MP for York Centre. I think she's safely described as perhaps Canada's #1 self-hating Jew. I say that because this is the person who last year went overseas to the Middle East to actually meet with Mahmoud Abbas. Yara Sachs is a Canadian-Israeli Jew, and she got cuddly with a pay-for-slay terrorist for what? A free trip to the Middle East? Like, why was she even there? She's not the Prime Minister. She's not the Minister of Foreign Affairs. She had no business being there, but I guess there was a free trip in the offing, and Yara Sachs took it. Now, she is going to be going to the Granite Club soon for her fundraiser. That's a very Tony private club. And I will say this, Yara Sachs is getting very smart, because you can see our beautiful Jumbotron equipped truck behind me. We're kind of in the process of scrumming Yara Sachs wherever she goes. We have many questions for her, but well, she always runs away. Here, check out this. It's from December, when she showed up at a Jewish girls' school that had been shot up the night before. I reached out to Yara Sachs. I tried to ask her questions. She wasn't interested. Check it out. Ms. Sachs, what credibility do you have condemning the shooting here when you went to the Middle East to get cozy with Mahmoud Abbas? Why are you pro-Hamas, Ms. Sachs? What do you feel about the descriptor of you being the biggest self-hating Jew in Canada? Why won't you answer these questions? Why have you been AWOL on so many acts of anti-Semitism? Why did you go to the Middle East? Why did you get cozy with a pay-for-slay terrorist? You're not the Prime Minister. You're not the Minister of Foreign Affairs. You call yourself a parliamentarian? Yeah, now see how she runs. Now, she can't do anything when we're in a public place, but she's become a little more strategic. You see, the Granite Club being private, we can't go even on their driveway. We certainly can't go into the premises, and we have no intention of disrupting her private event. And plan B was to do streeters on the sidewalk of people coming along to attend the Yara Sachs event. But that's the thing, when you're going to a Granite Club event, you ain't taking public transit. You're not riding a bicycle. You are coming by a car, and we saw some nice pricey Mercedes-Benz AMGs in the parking lot. And the thing is, even then we're thwarted because they have underground parking, and we are not allowed to go in the underground. So it is a completely sealed off venue. We can't talk to Yara Sachs, and we can't talk to the attendees. And that's a shame. I can tell you the name of the evening, get a load of this, Building Bridges, an evening with Yara Sachs and Yafa Sakaja. You know what? There's some alliteration there. I remember a couple of decades ago when David Letterman was hosting the Academy Awards. Remember the famous Uma meet Oprah, Oprah meet Uma, and likewise Yara meet Yafa, Sachs meet Sakaja. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, by the way. And who is Yafa Sakaja? She is a peace activist born to Palestinian parents. So it's a shame we can't hear this conversation. I have a hunch she's a little more pro-Jewish, pro-Israel than Mahmoud Abbas. In fact, I have a hunch she's more pro-Jewish and pro-Israel than Yara Sachs. And of course, there's some irony there, isn't there? Building bridges. When Yara Sachs went over to the Middle East to meet with a terrorist, how was that building bridges? In 2022, when she vilified and demonized the Freedom Convoy, how was that building bridges? And I'm not kidding. Do you remember her little rant in the House of Commons about horn honking? If you didn't, well, you're not going to believe it. Check it out.
How many donors from the Capitol riots, it's 1,100 and counting, who have donated to these illegal blockades? How many guns need to be seized? How much vitriol do we have to see of honk honk, which is an acronym for Hail Hitler, do we need to see by these protesters on social media?
This woman doesn't even know what an acronym is. It's not a sonic outburst. But in any event, we have months to go before there is a federal election, and we are going to continue to follow Yara Sachs. I would suggest to her, if she never wants to be scrummed by Rebel News, she's going to have to go to pricey venues like the Granite Club, where we're not allowed to go anywhere on the property. But if she's on a sidewalk, if she's on a street, if she's in a park, we will continue to ask her questions. But I'm sure the end result will be the same, folks, which is to say, see how she runs. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey, folks, when it comes to Justin Trudeau's cabinet ministers, I truly believe that Yara Sachs is among the worst of the worst. Let's send a message to her. Let's tell her it's time to do the right thing and resign. Go to firesachs.com. That's firesachs.com. Please sign the petition, and if you're able to, kindly make a donation so that Rebel News can continue to bring you the other side of the story.